Good day, everyone. You're welcome to your favorite show. Just as we already know, this is Need to Know with Tosyn. And we are also welcome to another episode. And I promise us it's actually going to be very interesting. As we already know, I'm still your own very person, Tosyn Diogwe. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. And of course, I have a guest in the house. A beautiful one at that. A teenager, talented, calculated, and very respectful. Yeah, today we'll be talking about teenage fears. Before I go further, I would like to introduce my own very humble teenager. Good,
That
good day, dear. Don't worry, just calm down. Hmm? Just be relaxed. Yeah, so can you please tell us your name?
my name is PECULIAR ALANA,
Peculiar Alano. Peculiar Alano, that's what state?
Ondo State,
Ondo State. Oh, really? That's great. Then you graduated what year?
2018.
2018. Yeah, and I'm sure you are aspiring towards getting admission.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely. I know everything will work well.
Amen.
Yeah. So just calm down. I need you to calm down. Don't worry. You're not on a hot seat. You get right. You're not on a hot seat. So this afternoon we will actually be talking about teenage fears. And from your response, I could actually say, are you trying to tell, are you scared of the camera?
No, no.
Okay, okay. Probably maybe we should actually assume that as one of the fears, right? Not everybody can actually face the camera, but still, okay. That's that. Talking about teenage fears, what do you actually understand when we say teenage fears?
In my own opinion, I think is anything that just sets a kind of anxiety for anybody between the age of 13 to 19. Anything that just makes you feel afraid that, oh, can I do this? Stuff like that. So anything that just comes in that way, we can actually say it's a teenage fear. And I think it varies from person to person, depending on your background and all of that, your upbringing, yes.
Yeah, okay. My parents in the house, my youth, my brothers and sisters, I actually want us to understand that our teenagers have these things that get them so much afraid. You know, most times we only see them and look at them as if, oh, they are fine, everything is all right. This one that is behaving this way, you know,
Yes,
people tend to look at teenagers that way, like this one aquatic for you, forgetting that they do have fears.
yes,
You
yes,
understand? They do have those things that once they are on their own, you know, the fear and those fears actually lead them to some things that are wrong
yes,
by taking the wrong decision.
yes,
You concur, right?
yes, ma'am.
So what can you actually say? Some of those can be some of those things that could lead them to a wrong path. You know, where they are where they are trying to um, they are trying to achieve something and not being able to achieve it, and actually that fear of how the world is going to take it, how the world is going to look at them. What are those things that you feel could be some of those fears?
Okay, I think it varies, like I said, and I don't know if this one is actually evident in this generation, but let me just mention it, which is menstruation. But I
Okay.
think it's no longer a fear because if I look at myself as an example, before the menstruation, I was already aware of everything. I think the only thing I did not know was how to calculate it, like how to expect the next one. Even there was a time where a particular company came to my school, they lectured us, we were given books, and we have actually done it in basic science. So when it came self, my mom was not around, so and I was prepared. But I think because of the level of information we have these days, teenagers tend not to have fear for that. They are not always afraid of that. Whenever it comes, they just do the necessary thing.
That was actually a good insight. You know, talking about menstruation, you know, there are certain things that, yeah, I remember those days we could actually take as being scared of. When you, I remember seeing my period then, and I was crying. You know, I was feeling, but thank God for this generation, and thank God for how everything is evolving. Like there is so much information.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that's like they will always say, if you're not informed, you'll be deformed.
yes, ma'am.
And so, which means by the level of information you have, can actually direct you to the right path,
Yes,
make you know the right thing to do, which may actually not cause so much fears, right?
yes, ma'am.
But actually, even with that, there's some teenagers, even with all the reading and everything, those fears are still
I think that can be linked to, let's say, low self-esteem.
there. Okay.
Yes, when somebody has low self-esteem, the person will just be afraid of something that is just unnecessary. So low self-esteem, when you do have a high self-esteem, so I think that can actually lead to it. Yes.
Um, Thank you. Now, talking about low self-esteem, um, it's an English word,
Yes.
and of course, aside being an English word, these are things that happen to people.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, something actually triggered or caused someone to have a low self-esteem,
Yes.
and which we could actually link it to upbringing.
Yes. Yes. That's very true.
Yeah, you could link it to upbringing. Now, when we have a teenager who has a low self-esteem, how do you think we can help such teenagers?
I think the teenager needs to be more exposed, like needs to get out of his or her own shell, needs to meet other teenagers, like needs to interact with them. Like the more you interact with people, before you know it, like that low self-esteem, and listen to like programs that can actually help you. Like I remember sometimes in school, it could just be any day of the week, they'll just say we have maybe a motivational speaker or some certain set of people want to address us and all of that. So all those things to actually help, and seminars, programs, books, and all of that.
So, which means you're actually making our parents to know that the way they can help us, I mean, help the teenagers, is by making them, go to programs, read books, getting them exposed in the right way and
Yes.
manner. But do you know there are some parents that don't really actually notice their children have this low self-esteem?
Yes, they might be too busy. So many things might be on their mind, and they might not get to see that some parents are working 9 to 5, or even some, like once they leave 5 a.m. before, by the time they come back, the children are asleep. So they don't
Yeah,
really know anything about the children. They don't know what's going on with
yeah.
them.
And so because of that, there are dangers.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, there are actually dangers that could spring forth from such, because when you don't know your children, you don't know your teenagers, you don't know them so well, you don't know what they can do. In fact,
yes,
when somebody is saying, your child did this, you are saying the child did not do it.
yes,
Not because you're protecting the child, but in the recent, you don't really know that child.
yes, yes,
So please, parents in the house, our teenagers have fears. They have things that make them, feel, how will everything get all right? How will everything be all right? But again, I still want to ask, what are we talked about, menstruation. Now, what are other things that can actually bring about teenage fears?
I think it's going to be the issue of, should I be dating somebody? Should I be in a relationship? Should I use social media? Like, I could remember when I was in junior secondary school, there was so much pressure on using to go. Like, virtually all of my classmates were on to go. I'm on professional. I just hear them use all those terms, but I was never on to go. And and the funniest thing is that to go now, nobody's actually using it. Some
Yeah.
things will just actually come and go.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let me say something quickly. On that point, thank God, as a teenager, we are discussing this because I'm sure and I know that thousands and millions of teenagers are going to be watching this.
Yes,
Now, which is actually making us understand that those things that we feel are very important now. Those things as teenagers that will feel, oh, it's happening around me. This is the happening thing, as
yes,
they do say.
trendy.
Yes, it's trending. If I don't do it, I would. Were you not feeling awkward? Were you not feeling, backdated? Like,
No, and I was not the only one. Some of my friends too, when they were not also on to go, and we just made up our mind we don't really need it. It doesn't make you less of who you are. So It doesn't matter.
So the point I was even trying to point out there is that for us to understand that whatever you don't do now, especially when it comes to social media stuff and whatever that is trending, if it is not so important, it will not cut you short of where you are meant to get to.
Of course, most
And of course,
definitely.
with time, most of those things will just even go by. And before you know it, there's something new again.
Yes,
So you have to carefully select and decide what you want to be involved in as a
yes,
teenager.
yes,
And you mentioned something talking about relationships,
yes,
talking about should I go into a relationship?
yes.
Just like there was one of the videos, and we talked about our parents not even realizing that as teenagers, guys are already coming to us. Why am I saying to us? I'm no longer a teenager. I'm married, but like guys are no longer, I mean, guys are now coming closer. And just like to your mom will still see you as, oh, that's my baby, you know. So, on that note, how do you, first of all, are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
Tell me, mommy will not say this.
No, I'm not. I'm not in any
Okay,
relationship.
okay. And if I may ask, how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19. Wow. Almost graduating from the teenage age to the adulthood. Okay, that's good. So, how do you feel? Why aren't you in a relationship?
Because it's not necessary, and for me I see it like a kind of distraction, because most people that tend to go into relationship at a very tender age, at the end of the day they find it very difficult to control. And no matter the knowledge you say you have, or maybe you are a good student, you are sound academically, there's no way you still be able to strike the balance in actual sense. And for me, my other opinion is anything that I'm doing that those around me cannot know, my parents, my siblings, I'm hiding something, it's not just making sense. What's the overall essence of it? So I will just call it quit. I will not just even do it.
So, if I get it, at 19, you actually see relationship as a distraction.
Yes, because you will not be able to manage it, and there are some things that in life as we are now, we are still learning. There are certain things that we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the relationship might cause like future mistakes.
Definitely, definitely, because there are so many things that we still need to know.
Yes, yes.
That teenagers need to know that they are meant to be well equipped about. But actually, who do you really talk to when it comes to issues like that? Mommy, daddy, sisters, cousins.
Like I think way back in time when those things actually happened, I may not even say anything to anybody. I just, just do my thing. I know what is like right for me and what is wrong. But maybe sometimes I say to maybe my classmates, I'm not really sure, because it's not like I used to talk to everybody. I have selected people that I actually talk to. But like in recent times when issues like that now begin to evolve, so like I just like share my own quote and my mom knows about it, and I just, oh, this thing happened and all of that.
So parents and viewers in the house, we are not all the same. There are teenagers who are taking their stand. There are teenagers who have made up their mind to be separated. And based on upbringing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. There are teenagers who has made up their mind, okay, this is the goal, this is what I want to do, and I must achieve it. Down to our parents, please, there is every need. It's of great importance for us to actually know that these teenagers, they need to be watched. Like, not when I say watch, it's not like you want to carry a cup of tea, they're watching you. You want to, yeah, but we need to know what is going on with them. We need to know what is going on in their life. We need to know how to help them make the right decisions. We need to know how to make them stand firm, even in the face of challenges. They actually do have fears. And I know there are teenagers that have fears of if they'll be accepted. Among their friends, of, okay, I don't know if I'll be accepted. I don't know, the fear of they don't want to be rejected, the
Yes.
fear of they want to go along with every other person.
Yes, yes. That's why as a young person you need to know what you want from life. You need to like know your stand, so that nobody will be able to like bring you down, all of that. I could remember there was a time I had this issue where what I was doing was not pleasing like majority. And I did not even, I was not concerned. I was just doing my thing. Those that will support me will support me. Not everybody will like somebody. So I just did not look at it. I just focused on what I was doing. And I think that parents feel like show their children more love, because that's one of the things that make people teenagers to, like, say, okay, maybe once somebody now approaches them, they'll not be like, let me just give
They'll
in.
be
My
able
parents
to.
are not even showing me love and all of that. There's
Yes,
nobody to
yes,
talk to,
yes.
look up to,
Mm-hmm.
or even maybe like when something is wrong with you, you should just see somebody that will be like, what's wrong with you? Are you crying? Or somebody that would have just noticed a change in your
Mm,
outward appearance and all
mm,
of that.
mm. Hmm. Parents, in this episode, what we really need to know, we need to take a deep look at our children, not just looking at them facially, but emotionally, mentally, in every part of their lives. They need you more than ever. It's a cry out. They need you more than ever. And for them to be able to face their fears, they need you to be able to talk to them. They need you to be able to encourage them. They need you to be able to be able to hold their hands and tell them that everything is going to be all right. On this episode, we are sorry, I'm going to draw the curtain here, and I'm sure you have. It was a very interesting one. On our next episode, I hope we'll be having even a part two,
No problem. No
yeah,
problem.
of this. So till then, parents, please watch out. This show is not just for to watch, but for us to learn. Let's call our children, for them to listen, for them to watch, to learn, and to be able to take note of everything they are meant to take note. Till when we'll say, I say, we love you. Bye. Have a good time.